let's do a weird video. Why not? A bunch of road courses going on with the NASCAR stuff, so let's do a backwards oval. Can't hurt anything to try. We're just going to watch the AI run around. I tried to get a setup to work here. Since it's a road course set, it gets everything a little weird. But they're about to go green. Majeski on pole. Chandler Smith outside of him in the 18. And they're going to do 100 laps here. And we're going to see how it goes. So, Majeski gets a good start into one as they make the right-hander. But it looks like Smith is actually going to make the outside work there. And doesn't get quite the run off the corner. As they dive it into three, Majeski's going to get the inside line. Should get the pass done. Bring him around. Finish lap one. And need to check something real quick here. Try to get this up and running. Alright, so Smith back now about 0.08. Let's see if this updates there. Now we've got it updating as they're going around. So, fastest lap right now, Eckes in the 98 has ran a 22.394 on that first lap. Actually out front, Majeski's got a little bit quicker, but we're going to keep an eye on all the lap times. Everything's kind of messy right now on my timing screen. I don't think some of my timing stuff works very well with the AI, but that's fine. So Majeski out front, Smith hunting him down. The biggest thing is going to be lap traffic once they get into it, how it's going to work. Let's go take a look at what's going on in the back as we've got a lot of side-by-side racing here. Kligerman in the 75, Purdy on the inside in the 61. He's going to go ahead and get that spot. That is for 23rd position. And Kligerman fights back on the outside pretty well. In the back, as you would expect, the 10 car. And they are currently 14 seconds off the lead, and it's a 21-second lap. So, not very far away from getting lapped as we are starting lap 7 here. So taking a look, trying to find the quickest people that we got. Majeski's obviously got a clean track. He's pulling away from Smith. Corey Heim in the 51 is third. Austin Hill in the 7. John Hunter Nemechek in the 4. Christian Eckes in the 98, in the 99, Ben Rhodes, Spencer Boyd is in 8th, and Matt Benedetto is in 9th, Zane Smith in the 38. A little bit of damage going on there. He's got some right side damage. Someone got into him on the inside, and maybe we'll see some right side damage on one of the cars around him as Stuart Friesen is the next car behind him. Don't see any right side damage between any of those cars. Taking a look in the back, and Chris Wright is now bringing up the rear of the field, and you're going to be able to see the leaders coming off the corner there as these guys are now 17 seconds off the lead. And there's Majeski going into 1, pulling away from Smith as Smith is pulling away from Heim, and everyone else stacked up right behind him. Let's look for a couple of too wide action. Austin Wienself trying to make the move on Enfinger. He's going to get past him on the exit of 3. Enfinger is going to fall back there on the exit. Gets very loose off that corner, and you push wide. Very difficult to hold it down. So Kligerman tried to make a move on the inside of 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get there. He is ahead of Purdy. We got Colby Howard in the 91 behind them. Matt Mills and Jack Wood are battling for the 26th and 27th position. Go back up front, which is just right behind what we were looking at. Majeski has got a 0.7 second lead over Chandler Smith. goes around to start lap number 12, and coming up on the lap traffic, that is going to get fairly incident. Fastest lap has been, let's see, Majeski sets the new fastest lap on lap 6. Everyone's been kind of in line from that point. Go back real quick and see if we can see that contact that happened. Not seeing any contact information coming up, so it's going to be difficult to find that. But now Majeski in lap traffic, this is where it's going to get difficult for the AI to make passes even with faster cars. This is where things could change up, and Majeski's going to have to try to make a move quickly as Smith has already closed up on the back. Chandler Smith closing in, now down to half a second and 1 car length. Majeski's going to go to the outside of the 44. Didn't think I was going to see that happen. Smith is going to try to follow him around on the outside through 3 and 4, and they actually get it done. So very quickly past the first lap car. That is Chris Wright in the 44. Up next is Jennifer Jo Cobb in the 12. So we are now on lap 17, about to finish it up as Majeski comes around. Jennifer Jo Cobb pulls to the inside, and both the leaders get around as Majeski goes really defensive into 1. Look back here as they are working around the lap traffic of the 44. John Hunter Nemechek's going to be able to make that work, and it's going to get busy now for the leaders as they get closer to the heavy pack here. So looks like the lap car is making it really easy on the leaders. Did not think we were going to see that, but they are kind of slowing down and pulling over. They're also going to start battling with each other here for the 34th position. So Smith now caught back up, holding on to the back of Majeski. Half a second off still. They're running pretty even on times. Quickest car right now on track. Look, Majeski's still fairly quick. Zane Smith is actually running nearly the same times as him. With that right side damage. Shouldn't affect anything on a short track like this. He just ran a 21.958. Majeski's up here with a 22.0 and catching slower traffic. Chandler Smith not able to do much right now. Taking a look. Lap traffic is about 6 seconds back, and they are going to be holding up. That is the 12 car Spencer Boyd in the 8th position. He's going to go to the outside of him. Big loose moment there ahead of the leaders as we see the, what was that, the 45 of Lawless Allen get loose off of 4. Really put the left rear out close to the grass. Could have looped it there. Keeps it together. And Majeski's going to dive to the inside into 3. Now he's going to cut outside, try to get around the 45. Looks like he's going to be able to do that. Chandler Smith is going to follow him through. Austin Hill, Corey Heim, they are 1.5 seconds behind the leaders here as they're also trying to work their way through. And just a quick little look here. Replay, getting some information. Cars were driving slow, and it looks like they were just trying to let the leaders by. So go back live here. Make sure that if there is an actual wreck, that we get to see it. I've just seen someone go way inside there. I'm not sure who that was. But the leaders have opened up their gap again now. Jesse's going to start working on the 40. That is Dean Thompson. And he's just going to pull to the inside and let the leaders go, it looks like. One of these times, Chandler Smith just needs to dive it in on the inside of the lap cars and try to take it 3 wide into the corner. But two-man race up front. Majeski and Smith have pulled out to a 1.5 second lead over third place of Corey Heim and John Hunter Nemechek in fourth. Austin Hill, Christian Eckes, Ben Rhodes, Spencer Boyd, and Zane Smith are your top 9. So not a whole lot of change happening throughout the field. We get deeper into lap traffic and start getting some others getting lapped multiple times, might start switching things up. They are closing in on starting lap 30 here. Top speeds at this track reaching 105 at the end of the straights, down to 50 miles an hour in the corner. Zero banking in these corners. Toyotas out front, then a Chevy, and we're going to see Majeski dive it under the 9 car. That is Blaine Perkins. Up next is the 41 of Dawson Cram. Looks like Corey Roper is having some issues here. Really quick, take a look at this. He is stuck behind Jennifer Jo Cobb on the high side and has gotten passed by 4 people over the last few laps. So we'll go back live here. He's dropped to 18th place, was in 15th, and went backwards. Ben Rhodes has had an issue and is spun around on track. Let's see if we can get a hold of that. Try to get the replay of it. Here we go. Ben Rhodes is off in the grass, onto the pavement, gets back on the track, but then goes out into the dirt, loops it in 4, and that was an interesting one. Let's find out how he got on the grass there. Lap traffic, he goes a little wide, gets loose up into the grass, then is trying to save it, staying on the gas, and well, he is now out of the race. He has parked it. Sometimes the AI can't figure out how to get going, and that tends to screw things up for him. So he might rejoin the race. But that was your 7th place driver, has now fallen out of the race and is in the pits. Majeski still holding on. Chandler Smith. I'm way back here, about 3 seconds now off the leader. Austin Hill right behind him as the 44 locks it up. I believe this is the 2nd time that Chris Wright has got lapped. He's 2 laps down now. Jennifer Jo Cobb is, looks like 8 seconds ahead of him. So Wright having a lot of issues out here, just trying to get out of the way. They are jammed up behind him right now. Heck is going around the outside. In 6th place as we got the 40 also getting lapped. Zane Smith is going to go around the outside. Stuart Friesen working to the inside of the 45 as he laps him. He's going to take a look down low. Is this going to get him trapped in a position? Does not. Looks like Ben Rhodes is back out on track. So must have went in, gotten some tires, 4 laps down. On lap 40 now for Majeski. Got a pass. Ankrum in the 16 working his way around Hosefar. They were working through lap traffic and everyone's just trying not to get stacked up behind the wrong person here. Hosefar gonna go ahead and go to the outside. Jordan Anderson in the 3. Everyone's kind of working around his 1 lap car is high, 1 lap car is low. They get through there. Got Enfinger diving it in on the 44. Austin Wayne Self just ahead of him. That is for 19th and 20th. And a battle for position, 1 lap down. That is the 45 and the 46, but the 45 just pulls out of the way. Or sorry, the 46 just pulls out of the way. It's going to lose that spot. A little bit of lockup there, and once again, Ben Rhodes almost off track. Majeski now coming up onto the back of Jennifer Jo Cobb to lap her for a second time. Going to go to the outside. The next car ahead of him that has not been lapped is Matt Mills in the 20 and Colby Howard in the 91. Nearly halfway through this one. Going the wrong way, and it's working out all right for the AI. Dawson Graham making a move here in the 41. Looks like Brett Holmes got a little bit off pace there as they are trying to get lapped as well as race. Austin Hill's going to make a move around Heim to take over the 3rd spot as Heim gets stuck behind the 41. Austin Hill, first change in position we've seen in the top 5. Hill is going to bring it up to 3rd. We'll see what kind of lap times he can put in here now that he's got some open track. Leader running 23.3s. Chandler Smith running a 22.48 that last time around. He must have some open track, as Majeski 3 seconds ahead, but in heavy traffic. Now lap cars fighting back to the inside on Majeski. He's going to go ahead and get around all of them, though, but this is stacked full of trucks right in front of Chandler Smith. He's got 2 wide ahead of him. Austin Hill has closed in on him. We got another pass for position. Roper in the 04 trying to make his way back up. He has gotten around Jordan Anderson. Anderson trapped. Derek Krause is going to go to the outside of him. And Austin Wayne Self is going to go around Anderson, drop him back to 19th as he's getting stuck behind lap traffic. They're going to go 3 wide with the 44 down the front stretch, maybe 3 wide into the corner. And they've just got to throw on the brakes because 3 wide's not going to work very well there. Enfinger around Anderson as Anderson finally is going to get to the outside of the 44 to get around the lap traffic. So we now have 18 cars on the lead lap. Majeski holding a decent pace up front and able to get through lap traffic fairly easy. It's just started lap 51. Austin Hill closed in down to 1.8 seconds on Chandler Smith, but does put in the fastest lap of the race there with a 21, or the fastest lap of the last lap, 22.597. Majeski with a 22.6 and Chandler Smith with a 22.8, but Austin Hill had clean track. may have helped him out. So times have slowed down about a second and a half for the leaders. Best lap of the race at 21.59. Last lap by in clean air 22.957. They are stacked up in front. He once again comes around to lap the 45, who is now going to go 2 laps down. Chris Wright in the 44, 3 laps down. The only car ahead of Ben Rhodes, or the only car behind him is Ben Rhodes. And just taking a look, try to find the closest racing we've got, and that is going to be Tanner Gray in the 15, Tyler Ankrum in the 16, Carson Hosevar in the 42, and Matt Crafton in the 88. This is for 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. They are trying to close in on Stuart Friesen. Tanner Gray just slightly quicker than him the last lap. And we got something happened. Not sure what. Maybe timing screen's just lit up for no reason. Alright, back up front, let's take a look. Majeski still out in the lead, now up to 4 seconds, nearly, over Chandler Smith in the 18. Austin Hill is in the 7. Greenheim in the 51 is 4th, and John Hunter Nemechek is closing up on him. But not much action to speak of. Difficult to pass unless lap cars get in the way. Austin Hill has closed in under a half a second on second place Chandler Smith, so Hill's still looking like the strongest car here late in the race. He's gonna try to take the fight to Chandler Smith, maybe get around him, and then try to close that 4-second gap to Majeski. This time around 40 to go. They work around the 44 one more time. Chandler Smith's going to get a good run off the corner there. He's going to have the 20 coming up in front of him. Matt Mills. Austin Hill trying to close that gap, but is staying right at about half a second. Spencer Boyd is actually closed up quite a bit when you compare it to where second place is. So Boyd also making some pretty decent progress here as the gaps start to tighten up front. Majeski now in heavy traffic in the 66, and we've got very slow cars on the backstretch. That's actually, he's lost that second and a half there as lap cars are trying to get out of the way. Something happened, and everyone driving a little bit slower. Majeski getting backed up here as now Chandler Smith is in the mix, 2.5 seconds back, and we're going to see Austin Hill put a little bit of pressure on the 18 car now. 45 almost off track there on the backstretch, and Austin Hill's just going to have to follow the 45 into the corner. He's going to take a look outside. Chandler Smith sandwiched into 3 different lap trucks there. Austin Hill's nowhere to go. He's got to go to the inside. He's going to get a little challenge from Heim on the outside in the 51. They've got lap cars just blocking the entire track. Hill fights back down the straightaway. uses the 40 as a pick. We got Eckes in 3 wide racing now through 3 and 4s. Everyone's upping their game a bit through this lap traffic. Have to go now. Eckes up into 4th. I'm now back into 5th. Is he going to be able to fight back on the outside to get that 4th place back? Gets decent run through the corner, but not going to be able to hold the position. 3 and 4. Eckes should be able to pull away now. Just up ahead of them, Austin Hill in the 7 gets around the lap traffic. You can see Chandler Smith just ahead of him. Majeski, those checked out 5-second gap now as he was able to clear all those lap traffic or lap trucks. Now going around Ben Rhodes, who is 6 laps down. Well, about to be 6 laps down. It's like back here, now the mid-pack is getting to all the lap traffic. They're going to be 3 wide with the 44 going into 1. No, Finger thinks better about it. Awesome himself gets that spot. And go ahead and fly around the 32 of Brett Holmes. So Ben Rhodes able to hold on ahead of the leader. Up there from the 19 of Krause. And Majeski now on lap 70, still not able to get around Ben Rhodes. This is actually helping out Chandler Smith. Teammates, but the AI doesn't know it clearly. There we go, so he lets him by. Now Majeski's got to work is the 91, Colby Howard, who I believe is the last car on the lead lap. And he's just going to pull down and let the leaders by. Chandler Smith is closing in. Majeski gets kind of stuck to the outside. Austin Hill hasn't been able to close the gap any closer to Smith after getting held up through the lap traffic. Eckes is in 4th, Heim 5th, Matt Benedetto up into 6th, Hunter Nemechek in the 7th, Spencer Boyd in 8th, and Zane Smith in 9th. Haley Deegan in the 1 car in 10th. Haven't talked about her this whole race, but having a decent run. So now the lead's down to a 1.5 seconds. Majeski got held up in some lap traffic. Still hasn't got around the 91. Finally going to work to the outside of the 91. That is Colby Howard. Gets around him. Ben Rhodes almost putting in 3 wide. That's going to slow everyone out. Behind them, we've got some people diving in back behind here. That is the 12 of Spencer Boyd, but he's going to get passed by Zane Smith on the outside. Smith gets a little loose on the outside line, and Boyd gets back past him. Now Stuart Friesen going in for a dive. Almost 3 wide, nearly contact. Add a little more damage to Zane Smith's right side, but he doesn't plow it in there. Smith's going to go defensive. Now trying to get around the lap truck. Can't do so. A good battle here for the final top 10 spot. 10th place. Haley Deegan falls out, now into 11th. They've got some clean track, but Zane Smith going very defensive into 1. And able to hold on to it. Super Friesen gets a little deep into the corner, slides up, but is able to handle it. So Chandler Smith still 2 seconds off of Majeski. And Austin Hill a second back from Smith. Eckes is 1.5 seconds back in the 98. And then half a second back behind him, Corey Hine. Jesse coming around now, starting lap 79. This one's almost over. Not a whole lot of actions happened. Spencer Boyd got slowed down there through 3 and 4. Probably getting around the 45 there. And Majeski actually getting slowed up here. Jennifer Jo Comp just ahead of him. Chandler Smith's got to try to get through this lap traffic quickly if he wants to even challenge him. I don't think anyone's going to be able to challenge Majeski. Just a little too quick here on the short track. So let's recap. Let's go mid-pack here and take a look. We got Friesen in 10th, Deegan in 11th. We saw that exchange. Tanner Gray closing up on the back of Deegan now. Ingram is in 13th place. Carson Hocevar in 14th. Matt Grafton in 15th. Corey Ropers worked his way back up into the 16th position. Derek Krause in 17th. Austin Wayne Self, Grant Enfinger, Jordan Anderson, Parker Bligerman still on the lead lap in the 21st position. Taylor Gray in the 17. Chase Purdy is the last car on the lead lap. And the leader just behind him only is just ahead of the 91. So as they get further up through the lap traffic, it's getting harder and harder for Majeski to get these passes done. Actually lost a second on this lap as everyone's kind of just stacked up single file behind him, or ahead of him. So now lap times are down to 23.8, getting close to almost 2.5 seconds off of the pace that they started out. Austin Hill now closing in. The next bumper in front of him is the tailgate, Chandler Smith. Seen someone taking a look on the inside behind them, but we'll focus on this battle for second place right now. Not quite able to do it, but they got too wide just ahead of them. And that could cause Chandler Smith some issues holding on to the spot. Austin Hill a little bit slower that last time around. Smith's going to go to the outside, but gets kind of hung up there as he goes and looks on the outside of the 44. That's going to bring Austin Hill right back onto his bumper. Now he takes a look on the inside of the 44. Going to go defensive here into 1. Austin Hill's going to take a look underneath, get a better run through 1 and 2. But Chandler Smith is able to hold off any challenges there as he works around lap traffic. Majeski coming off of 4 now. This is starting lap 88. Austin Hill and Chandler Smith. Nothing's changed there. A little bit of a checkup in here in the mid-pack as Roper's trying to get around a couple of lap cars. And another checkup here. This is Corey Heim getting held up behind. Ben Rhodes might be holding off Heim in order to help Eckes get around. So they lose out a bit. Back up for the battle for second, Austin Hill. Still right behind Chandler Smith. We got that lap traffic coming up. Is it going to come into play in the next 10 laps? Spencer Boyd, a little bit off pace here as he's also getting held up by Ben Rhodes. But your leader, 2.8 seconds out front. Ty Majeski walking away with this one, starting lap 91. Chandler Smith trying to close in on the back of, I believe it's the 45, maybe a 46. No, that's the 46 of Matt Jessup. And then just ahead of them, Jennifer Jo Cobb, who is in 32nd place. But no one's able to do much. Everyone's kind of just evened out on tire wear. I think they're at the limit what they can do with the tires. Smith pulls away now up to 0.7 seconds. It doesn't look like we're going to have any battles happening. Only one incident throughout the race right now with Ben Rhodes going off track and then looping it into the corner. Just trying to look to find the closest battles, and really everyone's about a half second from the next person ahead and not able to do much. So Jeske closing in on the 40 car. Once again, this will be to put him 3 laps down. Chandler Smith 2.7 seconds back and 0.7 seconds ahead of Austin Hill. Eckes in the 98 and 4th. Corey Heim just behind him by 0.47 seconds. Losing in a bit, we got a pass for position back here in 18th. Is Grant Enfinger going around Austin Wayne himself. He's going to dive it in on the 45 to try and get past him as quickly as possible. Coming around, 5 to go. Majeski in the 66. And 5 fingers up. Get this one done, and we'll call it a success, but maybe not as exciting as you'd hope. Obviously, AI a little timid. Closest battle in the top 10 right now. Heim trying to get back into that 4th position that he lost. I think he had fallen all the way back to 6th spot. He was in 3rd. He's trying to get back up into 4th position at least. Austin Hill not able to close in at all as they get around the lap traffic. Majeski is going around the outside of a couple of lap cars, able to do it cleanly. Lap 98 starting now. And Majeski's going to get 2 to go this time. Chandler Smith has closed in slightly, but he's got 2 lap trucks side by side ahead of him, and that is not gonna help his challenge. So Majeski 2 to go. Coming around to get the white flag this time, leading every single lap. White flag. 2.5 second lead. Austin Hill's got a truck between him and Chandler Smith. Eckes, Heim, not quite close enough. Majeski bringing it around into 3. Coming around for the checkered flag. And easy win on a short track. Go in the wrong direction. And that is what a race is like in the truck series, going essentially backwards. Tanner Gray, trying to get to Haley Deegan, can't do so. No battles coming to the line, and that is it. So only 1 incident throughout the race. Not much else happened, sadly. We might have to. We got one that we missed. Let's take a look at this. This is back on lap 43. Blaine Perkins and Brett Holmes. And let's see if there's anything that happens here. Doesn't look like anything's going to actually happen. No, I think it was just some lockups that it triggered and maybe thought there was a wreck. So Ben Rhodes the only one that has issues. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. We're going to do a few more of these just some time, add some strange content, probably more on the road course side, just to have things a little different. You know, we know what happens on ovals. This really wasn't an oval to iRacing, but I think it worked out fine. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.